Hi, my name is Lisa Weigard. I'm your class librarian, and today I'm going to be showing you how to find ebooks as sources for your final project. You'll see I'm starting here at the Music 104 class guide, and there is a link to the left that says books, and that will bring you to our biggest ebook collection, which is ebooks on EBSCOhost. Now, I do highly recommend using books as sources because often they go into a lot more depth, give you more information that you would typically find on most websites or even subject specialized encyclopedias. So I do highly encourage you to use some books as sources. So I'm going to go ahead and link to ebooks on EBSCOhost. And I'm going to pretend that my topic is Cuban music. So I could type in Cuban music, or I could type in the name of my country, Cuba. And in the second search box, I'm just going to type in music. I'm going to keep it pretty simple here. If you have a specific ethnic group or cultural group you're researching, you could also put them in that first search box. Or if you're also interested in dance, you could put music or dance. Or if you already know you're interested in a particular instrument or a style, like salsa or drums, you could also experiment with those terms. But I'm going to keep it pretty simple, Cuba and music, and then I'm just going to go ahead and link to search. And I get 46 results that are using both those terms. As I start to scroll through, certainly the first two look really good, from Afro-Cuban rhythms to Latin jazz, and Cuba and its music, from the first drums to the mambo. If I want to take a look at a book, I could click right on Access Options. Okay, and then you'll see the choices for access. So I'm just click on Access Options, PDF, and then this one says Access Options PDF as well. So I'm going to go ahead and link to that PDF. And typically will put me right onto the front cover of that book. So here's the front cover of the book, and you could page through it if you want to, but I suggest accessing the book through the table of contents. And so I would avoid the full ebook download because it's very clunky and it wants you to set yourself up with an account. It's kind of a pain. So I recommend taking a look at the table of contents on the right, and you'll see that there's a section of popular music, and we'll see a chapter on the salsa concept, the aesthetics of sabor, section 2 on the road to Latin jazz. You'll see that there's a chapter, say, drumming in Cuban. So for example, if you were interested in that chapter, you would just click on the chapter and it would bring you right to that chapter in the book. At that point, then the download buttons for individual chapters work pretty well. So if I click on the little download button, I'll see what my options are for this book. So I could save the PDF of this whole chapter, which is 16 pages, or the current page, so just this one page, or a custom page range. Okay, and then I can download the specific sections, and that tends to work a lot better. Now you'll see some other options in the top right. One big one is citation help, what looks like some quotation marks. If I put my cursor over it, it says cite. If I click on that, it will cite my book in all different styles, and then you would just select the one for MLA for this particular class. You'll also see a print option, the table of contents option. If it's not already up, you could click on there to get it. Or if you want to search within a book, you could use the magnifying glass to search for particular keywords within a book. Okay. If you want to go back to your list and look around some more, you would simply use your back button to get back into your results list to look some more. If you wanted to switch your terms around, you could do it up here, this quick search box, or you could go back to advanced search and switch out some other terms if you'd like to experiment a little bit more. So this is just a very, very brief introduction to ebooks on EBSCOhost. But if you have any questions, please feel free to contact me through the discussion board item in your Brightspace class shell, or you could also email me directly at ejweigar@hack.edu. That's EJWEIGAR at hack.edu. And I do look forward to hearing your questions.